Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Pandurang Bhagwan Pandit, Assistant Professor at Ganpat Pasikar College of Education, Armal, Goa. In this session, we are going to learn about inquiry-based learning to create engaging science classroom. When we understand science classroom, in the traditional way of teaching, the content is mostly transacted through the textbook, which is not the proper method of transacting science content to the student. So, inquiry-based learning is one of the constructivistic strategy through which understanding of the concept becomes more better to the student. So, when we want to use inquiry-based learning in the science classroom, we should know which are the different ways of inquiry. Inquiry is the process in which student starts with a question. To build question in the student's mind, a teacher should come with a descriptive event, a situation which creates questions in the student's mind. And then to answer that question, student has to inquire through it by designing experiment, by framing hypothesis, testing hypothesis by conducting experiment, getting the data, interpreting that data, and finally coming to the conclusion and constructing the concept out of it. So this is what is inquiry based learning. Inquiry based learning are different types. It is one type is structured inquiry, guided inquiry, and open inquiry. Now, what do you mean by structured inquiry? Structured inquiry is a type of inquiry wherein the question, the situation, and the investigation method is directly given by the teacher. Here it can be called as a teacher centric inquiry, but it is also student centric because student understands that question, does experiments, conduct experiment, hypotheses are framed, hypotheses are tested, data is collected, interpreted, and the concept is been formed. So here in the structured inquiry, teacher already gives the question and investigation method. The next type of inquiry is called as guided inquiry. In the guided inquiry, teacher gives a question to the student. Situation is given, a question is been given. But to answer that question, how the inquiry will be done, how the investigation will be done, that has to be designed by the student. So student in a group or individual, they design an investigation method, they design an experiment, frame a hypothesis, test an hypothesis, and interpret the data, and finally come to the conclusion and constructs an concept. Now let next come to an type of inquiry which is called as open inquiry. In open inquiry, student designs open question. Here teacher doesn't give open question, teacher gives an area. In that area, students come up with some open question and also some investigation method. So all the things that coming with the question, situation, designing an investigation method, everything is done by the student. To conduct inquiry, there are different steps involved. Those steps we are going to learn in the next session. So in this session, we have learned about what do you mean by inquiry, how inquiry can be used in the science classroom. We learned about different types of inquiry, that is structured inquiry, guided inquiry, and open inquiry. Thank you very much.